Another very common question I get asked a lot is, what about the hacks? What if somebody steal my Bitcoin? I read on the news that there's been some hacks going on, and how do I know that my stuff is safe? I have a friend that actually told me one of his friend had like 20 Bitcoin that she bought from way back, and then she tried to sell it on the exchange called Cryptopia, and then they got hacked, and they lost all of their clients' Bitcoins, and it was like hundreds of millions of dollars, and then nobody was reimbursed for that. And it's a really sad news, but let me break that down, okay? Ultimately, whenever you hear a story about a hack in Bitcoin, it's always a third party or a custodian service. Now, Bitcoin itself has never been hacked. The protocol network of Bitcoin has never been hacked once. Um, if it was hacked ever, we wouldn't believe in it. I wouldn't believe in it. You think I would put my money into a system, into a protocol of money that can be hacked? Bitcoin is the most secure network in the world. Period. Okay. Now, us Bitcoiners, we know that whenever we buy Bitcoin from an exchange, we know to go ahead and withdraw our Bitcoin out of that exchange and transfer it into a cold hardware wallet. Basically, that's going to protect you because now it's in your control and your custody, and the wallet itself, it's impossible to hack. If you can find a hacker that can hack into my wallet, he can have all my Bitcoins, and I'll give you money on top of that. It's impossible, right? So let me give you an analogy. Imagine if you go to a pawn shop to buy a bar of gold. Now, this bar of gold is very expensive, thousands of dollars for this bar of gold. Imagine if you buy it, you give the guy your money, and then you tell him, "Oh, actually, bro, let's just keep it here. I'm not ready to take it home yet. Let's just keep it here, put it in a display case. Don't sell it to nobody else, but just hang on to it for me, right?" And the guy's like, "Okay, I guess, whatever." So then you're like, "All right, I'll come back in like a few months and I'll pick it up." So you leave the store, right, the pawn shop, and then the same night that pawn shop gets robbed and everything is stolen. Then you come back and you're like, "Hey man, where's my gold bar?" And the guy's like, "Dude, that's not our responsibility. You're supposed to take that shit home with you. Why'd you leave it here?" And then you go in front of the judge, you want to take him to court, and you're trying to sue him. You're like, "Oh man, he lost my gold bar." And the judge is going to be like, "Why'd you leave the gold bar there, stupid? You should have took that shit home with you." He's not going to compensate you for that. And that's the same thing. When you buy Bitcoin from an exchange, and the Bitcoin that you see on that exchange that you just bought, it's not your Bitcoin yet. It's not your Bitcoin until you withdraw it and put it into a hardware wallet that you control. That's why they call it not your keys, not your coin. The keys is the private key to access your wallet. That should be only your key alone. And the reason why these wallets always get, I mean, these exchanges always get hacked is because it's like a honeypot. All these hackers always trying to find ways to get into it because they know a lot of people leave their Bitcoin on there. And, a lot of these exchanges, hate to say it, but their security sucks, man. Like, sometimes it takes like 3 password breaks in order to get in. So you can't trust them to hold on to your Bitcoin. That's the problem. Bitcoin itself has never been hacked. It's always been the third party, the other custody, or some kind of exchange getting hacked or somebody getting seized and they have to give up their Bitcoin. That's what you see in the news. Bitcoin has never been hacked. So I hope that helps.